Being impaired does not disable. The barrier does. Sympathy is not the panacea, but empathy. Special thanks to my subscribers and viewers, and if it's your first time on this channel, I welcome you. My name is Olubunmi, your friend and your host. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about people's attitude towards other people's pains. For a couple of weeks now, I've been having several calls from people, and this is very topic we've been talking about. I still had a call from somebody. She's a mom. She has a special need child, and we discussed at length about when she was in Nigeria, people's reaction towards her special need child. Some people even said she used this child for money ritual and a whole lot of that. And I just thought about, well, it would be nice to address this issue, even though some time ago we talked about it. It's under discrimination, but today I'm not going to be talking about it under discrimination. I'm going to be seeing it as people's attitude towards other people's pain. Some of us can come out bold and talk about our pains today because we've been able to get over it, and our pain has suddenly become gain for us. But there are still a whole lot of people who are still battling with accepting their reality. They are still hurting. They've not got to the point of healing yet. So people now coming to rub salt into a fresh wound, it really calls for attention, and we need to educate our people. We will still continue to educate them. In the Western world, there were older ways of doing things, but as the world evolved, they began to embrace new ways of doing things. A lot of things began to change. Days have passed when they address persons with disability and some other people in certain ways, and with time they will just come up with new initiative, new laws. They will say United Nations has banned this, you no longer address it this way. They keep improving from time to time. But for our own society, we are still embracing the old ways of doing things. Our adage continue add up, making mockery of people's pains. Yes, I will call it mockery. I'll call it mockery in the sense that when people see people with persons with disability, people with special needs, and you begin to say, God forbid, I reject it. It's not my portion. Whose portion is it? How can you be forbidding and rejecting what you don't have control, what you cannot control? Because life happens to anybody. It is beyond people's control. So people now coming up to say, God forbid, I reject it. I will see that as being very insensitive. Not even me. That's the truth. Generally, it's being very, very insensitive. It's a bad attitude towards people's pain. Some of these parents are not really, they are still crying in their closet, and some of you now come and begin to make derogative statements. Some people come in the name of comedy to mimic this kind of people. You call them names like Abiru. You have proverbs. I love culture. I have respect for our Nigerian culture. You have proverbs, you have adages, especially Yorubas. Yes, I will say Yoruba because I'm a Yoruba lady. I don't know about other tribes or if they have their own ways of addressing people in a way that reduces their self-esteem. But Yorubas really have it. A lot of names. Abiru. You want to identify somebody, you identify them by their disability. If you don't know their name, walk up to them, ask for their name, because you will not address someone that doesn't have a disability that way. You either say the guy with the with dreads, the lady on low cut. So why then do you address people by their disability? You know, and then some of you come, oh, you know all those adages now. You know those adages. I'm not going to mention them, but we all know those kind of adages that reduces people's self-esteem. Then lack of inclusion too. You know, our society is more of barrier builders. We talk about people breaking barriers, but in this society we build more barriers. And when the people involved are trying to break barriers, if you cannot help me, I will help myself. You even tend to build the barriers and make it higher and make life more difficult for that person. You know, so lack of inclusion in the sense that maybe I'm a private business owner. When I put up the structure of my school, my hotel, I should know that the public are my final consumers. And when you talk about the public, anybody can come into that facility. So when you are putting your structures in place, you don't consider different kinds of people. Then tomorrow, if you as the proprietress or the business owner now have an accident, nobody should say God forbid now, because life can happen to anybody. I know people, I know managers, I know people that along the line they had accidents and now they are subjected to wheelchair and they are doing fine. It's not a case of they didn't sin. They didn't do anything bad. They didn't offend God. That's just the way God wants, just want to glorify himself in their lives, and they are doing fine. So as long as you are breathing, as long as you are living, life can happen to anybody. This is something we don't have control. We cannot control. We only see God's grace all the time. So we live life a day at a time. So when it happens to people and it has not happened to you, don't see them as sinners. So I'll continue with what I was saying. So you as a business owner, there's something now go wrong tomorrow, you have an accident. You now broke your leg or an accident that now has warranted that you can't use your leg for a period of time or even for life. And then they say, okay, the only way out is you need to start using the wheelchair. Because you've built barrier, because you didn't consider people in the first place. So you now, the owner of the premises, you are now constrained. You can no longer gain access into your premises. So what you should have done from the beginning, you now begin to put in place. Sometimes we are in a place, they are trying to give instruction and somebody saying, look at me, do like this. But you've forgotten that it's a public space. Somebody that cannot see could be in-house. There's no facility to describe what you are doing to that other person. So that's lack of inclusion. When we are planning our program, what are we even talking about? Let's think about it. When we are flying and we're about to fly, we're on board. The information that the air hostess and the pilot gives, they put it in the screen. The sighted person can read it on the screen on their own, but they will still make that conscious effort to make it audible for people that cannot see. And I'm sure, I may be wrong, I'm sure they will also make provisions for sign language for people with hearing impairment. If you want to think about it, why can't they just leave that information on the screen and believe that okay, everybody will get that information? No, but these guys have embraced better ways, new ways of doing things, inclusion, equity, kind of not just equal opportunities now. We are now moving to equity because equal opportunity, not the serve the society again, is now equity where people's needs are being met in the society. Needs are being met according to people's wants, or how do I put it? So That's the kind of society we're talking about. That's the kind of society we want to build. We want to build a society that carries everybody along. We want to build a society that is conscious of humanity. We want to build a society that is willing to do away with those old ways of doing things rather than being insensitive to people's pains, making mockery of people's pains. Considering everybody when you are making plans. That's the kind of society we want to build. That is what has been helping them in the Western world. And that is why today in the Western world, when anything happens to anybody, systems have already been put in place such that he or she will be able to get over that issue, face his reality, move on with his life, and live a normal life like a normal human being. Live a normal life. But in our own society, because we refuse to put systems in place, we're even trying to break these barriers. A lot of you counter it, forgetting that tomorrow something can go wrong with anybody. It's not a matter of rejecting or forbidding, or it's not my portion. A lot of people have said it's not my portion in the past, and today it is their portion. Yeah, you will live with it. No need. There's no court you want to carry God to if it happens. So we need to be conscious. We need to be sensitive to people's pains. We need to think about our own tomorrow too. If it has not happened to you, don't see yourself as being perfect or as being better than that other person that it is happening to. And it is not in your own right to be calling children names. Abiru, Emereomo, Agbanomo. All those derogating statements that we make, and we make the parents of these children feel less of themselves. Some of them cannot even present those children. That's why a lot of them hide those children, because of what will the society say, fear of what the society will be saying. You isolate them, you excommunicate them. I can go on and on and on. But all I'm saying in essence is that let's build a society. Let's build a society with equity, not just equal opportunity, with equity that will make our world a better place for everyone, irrespective of disability, irrespective of their race, irrespective of their tribe, irrespective of who they are. Everybody has a role to contribute into this society. You should not assume that because somebody has a deformity or a disability, then is useless. He doesn't have a role to contribute. Everybody has a role to contribute. We should be barrier breakers, not barrier builders. Guys, on this note, I'd like to say thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you get to see my new videos. For disability related matters, you can reach me on 080-8641-2201. The number is on the description field. WhatsApp only. Till I come your way again, I remain your friend and your host, Olubunmi. Bye for now.